Welcome to the 5% Club podcast, the space where ambitious leaders go to master their careers and their lives. I'm Shayla King, a former C-suite executive turned performance and happiness coach. And this is the podcast for leaders who want it all. The promotions, the paychecks, and luxurious amounts of time for what matters most. Each week, I'll teach you how to work less, make more, and design a life you love. Let's go. Welcome back to the 5% Club. I'm Shayla King, your favorite executive coach. In this episode, I'm walking you through exactly what you get inside the Performance and Happiness Lab and why I designed it the way I did. To get you to the executive level without the stress, burnout, or overwhelm that usually comes with that climb. This is not another leadership class packed with fluff you'll never use. This is streamlined, strategic, and proven. It has exactly what you need and nothing extra because you're a busy leader, parent, and human who doesn't have time to waste. This program has helped VPs become SVPs, helped overlooked leaders finally get promoted, and have helped execs stop white-knuckling their way through the week. So when you come home in the evenings, you're not spent. You have energy and you actually love your whole damn life again. It works. And in this episode, I'll show you how and why. Let's dive in. We kick things off with the Performance and Happiness Immersion Week. It's a week that's focused high energy reset where you get very clear on what success looks like for you, not just professionally, but across your whole life. And I work with so many leaders that don't have that clear idea and vision of what they actually want. And until you do, you're not going to be able to know and declare that. We'll talk through that during the program, but you've got to know and declare so then you can pull in the right plan and you can pull in the right people to get you there. Because if you don't know exactly what you want, you're not going to get it. You can't build the right network, you can't prioritize your time, and you can't position yourself as the obvious choice without this clarity. So that's why we build our strategy first. Then we move straight into execution. 12 live coaching sessions with me, direct teaching, real support, and hot seat coaching that gets you actual breakthroughs, not just vague insights. Weekly peer support calls because community creates momentum. And we've all been in a course before where we were inspired, where we wanted to go apply something. And then we go back to work and we go back into the rat race and we are just trying to keep the doors open and we don't actually implement what we learned. So I intentionally designed it where not only do you get to create this amazing community with my other leaders, and listen, I work with the best clients, and my clients all have the idea that they are grateful and they want more. And so you're going to be around winners. You're going to be around people who work hard, want great results, and want a huge, big, bold life and believe it's possible. And there's power in being in that room and being with other people who get it and want more. Typically, our normal systems around us are people who want the best for us, but aren't thinking as big as we are. Sometimes it's even hard to share our wins because we feel like we'll be bragging or others around us don't have the same level of income or reward systems at work, so we can't share those news. Listen, you can brag to me anytime. We reinforce those wins so that they keep going. We reinforce how normal it is to work less, make more, and design a life you love. And so being in that room with other leaders who get it and are powerful and also have the demands and the challenges that you do at the level that you do, so you have somebody else to talk to about those real challenges, is hugely important. So every week, you're going to get to meet with me and get trained on a very specific topic that is exactly what you need to get to the next level and to love your life. And then you're going to go in with your peer support calls. And in those calls, you're going to do two things. I'm going to give you a specific element of what we learned that week for you to implement. That way, real time, it goes into your work life. Real time, you've already started it so that it becomes real and you don't just say, Oh, yeah, I wanted to try that thing I learned at that training once. You immediately apply it. I'm huge into application. It is not just fluff. We are getting shit done. And you're going to start to see changes in your work life immediately. So, on those calls, the first half of it, you're going to implement. And the second half of it, you're going to network with that peer group. And listen, this could be any and everything. You can say, I keep getting office housework. How do I get out of it without looking like I'm not a team player? Or you can say, I have to present to the board for the first time and I want tips on how to do that. What have you guys done before? Or you can say, I'm ready to leave my company and I want something new. Does anyone have any contacts in X industry? And this is going to be a group of your peers that have a network, that get it, and that want to help. It's invaluable, the network alone. Okay. So those calls are going to help hold you accountable and help you implement. They're going to help you implement instead of just consume. Dedicated implementation time built into the program. I know what you all need, and I designed it just for you. So that you don't just leave with ideas, you leave with traction and an exclusive network of driven leaders, people who move like you do, fast, focused, and they're going somewhere. All right? Now let's walk through exactly what we cover using the PH formula, the foundation of everything inside the lab. First up, results. Many of my clients come to me with the same problem. They're crushing it at work, but still getting passed over, told that they're amazing, but still not getting promoted. Here's the truth. Executive success isn't just about great work. It's about being seen as the obvious choice. Inside the lab, I'll teach you 3 skills that change everything when it comes to your executive results. The first is executive presence. You have to show up like a leader who belongs in the room and owns it. Second, executive essentialism. Cut the chaos. You're going to learn to focus on what moves the needle and ditch the rest. This is how the overwhelm goes away. And we have a fun challenge that we're going to do at the very beginning of this, and it will help you to immediately get time back into your schedule. And third, executive strategy and storytelling and systems. And so what happens is we often have a strategy for getting things done within our own team, and it works really good as a manager or senior manager, but it does not work when you get to the executive level. The executive level, you need executive systems. It's how you manage your time. It's how you manage your goals. It's how you take the vision of the company and pull it down into your team. And it's really about how you get the buy-in of your CEO, you get the buy-in of your peers into the initiatives that your team is working on to drive to the next level. So creating these executive systems allows leaders to see you as strategic. It allows leaders to say, I'm not going to give these random projects to him or her because I know what they're working on and it's really important to the organization and they have a focused plan and I don't want them to come off of it. When instead, if they don't have that clarity, you are getting all types of nonsense added to your plate, all types of distractions. You become the volunteer that's helping with everything and wondering why, when you're so freaking helpful, you're never chosen. It's because you're seen as helpful and not strategic. I'm going to help you develop the system, the strategy, and the storytelling so that your leaders understand exactly what your team is working on, where you're headed, how you help the bigger organization, and what you're not focused on. And that is really important so that you don't get distracted. It gives your team that reprieve. And it says, this is what's most important to the organization, and I know how to focus. So it will show your level of discernment as well. That is absolutely huge. And I'm offering a quick action bonus to those that sign up on day 1 that I will personally meet with you to review that executive system. And we will make sure that it has everything in your deck that clearly shares the value that your team is bringing and what that long range plan looks like so that you can keep your leaders informed and on track with your results and you can perform like the strategic leader that you are. So look for details there too. That is a fast action bonus for anyone who signs up on the day that the program opens, which is Juneteenth. Mark your calendars now. All right. So these are the skills that are going to make you undeniable. I want to give you a client example. Ambrosia hadn't taken a lunch in 7 years. She was serious. She was burnt out, and she was stuck in constant overwork. We rebuilt how she led, focusing on presence, essentialism, and discipline. She simplified her workload, started enjoying her job, and got promoted to a bigger role with more pay. But the real win? She created beautiful boundaries that gave her energy for what matters most. Now she doesn't miss a field trip. She disconnects from work without guilt. And she knows, without a doubt, that she'll be an engaged parent for the rest of her daughter's life. All right, so those are some of the things you're going to learn in results. And we are going to have 3 specific modules that are going to cover those items, right? So inside of results, we are going to spend 1 week just making sure that you have executive presence. We're going to spend 1 week on executive essentialism, and we're going to spend 1 week on executive systems, strategy, and storytelling. Next up, relationships. So for relationships, let's be honest, getting promoted isn't just about the work that you do. It's about who's talking about the work that you do. If you're not in the right rooms or not being mentioned in them, we fix that. You'll build relationships with mentors, sponsors, and decision makers who advocate for you before the job even opens. And yes, that starts with making your goals visible from day one. So inside of relationships, I have specific tools for you where you are going to create the executive network that you need. You are going to work on executive communication, and we're going to talk about your personal relationships, because I designed this because I know so many executives that by the time that they get home, they are spent. They feel like they have no energy left for their home life. And so this is designed on purpose to be able to give you the energy that you want for your personal relationships too. We're going to learn boundaries for our professional and our personal relationships. And we're going to learn how to downregulate so you have energy when you get home and are with your family. Okay? So let me give you a client story. Allie is one of my clients. She's a leader in data security, and she came to me knowing she wanted more, but was unsure how to get there. We built her confidence and her network. She started connecting with CEOs and senior execs across the industry, and she made herself known. That work helped her land a role at a new company with a significant raise and equity. But more importantly, she became really proud of the way she was showing up. All right. So we went through results, we went through relationships, and the third is rituals. Because elite performance doesn't happen when your energy's tanking on your days feel chaotic. So you'll learn how to master your time, manage your emotions, and build habits that support your growth without burnout. This isn't about balance, it's about making room for the life you actually want. We always create luxurious amounts of time for the things that matter most. I get more compliments on the work we do in rituals, which nobody signs up for, but everyone loves, when they see a huge difference in their life in the first 30 and 60 days. Huge difference. How much control that you'll feel immediately over your schedule. So if it feels chaotic right now, I'm going to teach you exactly how to get back into control of those decisions, of that time, and how to say no to the things that don't matter. There's so much more low-hanging fruit there than you could ever believe. And you're going to be in a room full of people and leaders that have said no and made it work for them. I remember being so scared when I first started saying no that everyone was going to notice and it was really going to be a career limiting move. You guys heard of CLMs before? And as I kept saying no, no one noticed. I kept saying no more and more and focusing instead on a critical few things that were really important. And I kept getting promoted. Every time I moved up in the organization, I worked less. Now I made a bigger impact because I learned how to focus on what truly mattered. I made better decisions because I had more energy to spend thinking them through and being careful about what matters most. I wasn't distracted by trying to get the most check marks and be the most productive anymore. That was part of my hot mess mom identity when I was a highly productive hot mess mom, that I wanted to prove that I could get more work done than anyone else. Well, that's great if you want to outwork everyone and you want to stay in middle management the rest of your career. But if you want to actually get to the executive level and you want to sustain it and you want to be happy, then we're going to change some things. Okay. And this is one of them. We are going to slow down. I'm going to teach you how to regulate your nervous system. I am so calm now. Doesn't mean I lost my personality. It doesn't mean that I'm not still passionate, but I'm not running on these high cortisol levels all of the time. Use the example like coming in the room like Kramer, right? I don't have the chaos with me, and it changes my executive presence and it changes my health. And when you have that calm, you can do anything. Everything slows down. It's like the little windows in the matrix. Okay, we've got this in front of us. What matters most about this? Or does it matter at all? You allow yourself time to slow down and have discernment, and that makes your entire life easier. So within rituals, we go through your physical energy, we go through your emotional energy, and we go through cultivating joy, which so many of my clients tell me, that wasn't even on my radar anymore, Shayla. I know you would always talk about having an epic life and about how great it can be, and I really thought it was a load of bullshit. But when you taught me how to slow down and take control again, when I started showing up in a way that I could talk to executives without stress, that I always knew what our priorities were and what was important that day, that I took back time and control of my calendar, that I felt at peace and in charge, that things weren't always throwing me for a loop, that I had a realistic plan that allowed luxurious amounts of time for the things that matter most. Once I had that space, it allowed me to become light again. It allowed me to remember that I'm a full, whole person that loves joy. It reminded me that I can be playful and silly and light because I didn't always just have to think about what is coming next, what's on my to-do list, what do I need to not forget. I was able to let go of all of that by being strategic. And what you taught me in your performance and happiness framework allowed the space for joy. Isn't that beautiful? And I want that for all of you, which is why I'm so excited to meet you in the lab. This is going to be a version of the program that allows you to get amazingly quick results. Every week, you're going to learn the skill, you're going to apply it, and you're going to have the network. You can raise your hand for hot seat coaching. Not only will I coach you directly, but you'll get to hear your peers get coached. Sometimes it's the exact problem that you have, and you can take the coaching even better when you're not the one in the hot seat, because you can really be objective and say, how does that apply to me? What could I take from this coaching that would apply in my world? I've been in programs where I've gotten one-on-one coached, and I've been in programs with hot seat coaching where the whole peer group coaching, anyone can raise their hand. I never knew how much benefit I could get when other people got coached. It's freaking amazing. Because when you hear someone else articulate the problem, you're like, yes, that is it. I've never said it that way, but that's where my pain point is. And then you get to hear the coaching on it, right? Or you're like, that's almost my thing, except for it's this. I can totally apply that lesson over here. And so getting that real coaching on the subject every single week and then having time to implement it and having a network, it's fire, y'all. It's going to change your life so fast you won't believe it. Let me give you one more client story. Wendy is a VP in aerospace, and she used to let work run her life. She was successful but exhausted, and felt drained from a lot of the demand and emotions that were happening in her high stress environment. So we rebuilt her rituals and her energy systems, and suddenly she had room to breathe. She started golfing. She's writing a book right now. She redecorated her home. She launched a mobile bar business for fun. She finally had time and energy to enjoy her life again. And yes, we bulletproofed her career too. She landed another VP role with more influence and way more fun. And finally, what we will learn inside of the lab, you've got your results, you've got your relationships, you've got your rituals, and of course, we're doing the 5% King mindset. Because if your thoughts are running the show, and those thoughts are fueled by stress, doubt, or people pleasing, it doesn't matter how talented you are. So we go deep into mindset and teach you how to rewire your limiting beliefs, quiet that inner critic. A lot of you talk about having imposter syndrome. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. We're going to build true confidence that sticks. This is how you stop spiraling. This is how you start moving like the future version of you. Because listen, y'all, oh my God, I moved to Texas and I say y'all now. Like it's just, I tried to correct that mid-sentence. So I said, you all. Listen, the most successful and happiest people know how to manage their mind. Let me say that again. The most successful and the happiest people know how to manage their mind. The 5% way. That's what I'm going to teach you. It will change the way that you interpret the entire world. It will change what you believe is possible for you. It will undo unnecessary suffering, and you will enjoy the small moments in life so much more when you learn how to control your thoughts and your mind. This is how you start moving like the future version of you now. This is how you stop waiting to feel ready and become unstoppable. So it teaches you that discipline. It teaches you to go for it. It teaches you to have the courage. And you're going to be surrounded by other people doing it. It will be the best way for you to get into action when you've got me and everyone around you saying, let's go. No more thinking. This is your time. All right, let me be clear. Spots are limited and this will sell out. The Performance and Happiness Lab is $10,000 for corporate clients. But if you're investing in yourself, you get in for $5,000. This is how I back the leaders that go first. The ones that are sick of waiting on their company to say, next year, next round, we'll get you in. So if you're ready to stop piecing it together, if you're ready to be the obvious choice, and if you're ready to love your life again, this is it. Doors open June 18th, and once we're full, we're full. Click the link in the show notes or email me at shayla@evolve-career.com if you want me to personally save you a seat. You want to hit the ground running, get on the wait list to receive your bonus pre-work, and you can find that at shaylaking.com. Let's go. Your extraordinary life is waiting. I will see you in the lab. Thanks for joining me in the 5% Club today. If you're ready to work less, make more, and design a life you love, go to shaylaking.com to join the 5% Club waitlist. Each Monday, I'll send you something you can implement immediately, and you'll be the first to know when applications open for the Performance and Happiness Lab, my group training program designed to accelerate you into a happy, confident executive who loves their whole life. See you there.